Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Yep. It's not that you don't have your glasses on, or that I regularly look like this. It's the camera quality. Can't get it to focus. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Let's see if the audio is working. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yep. Alright, it's working. Sorry, I always get the PTSD. And I don't want to over-exaggerate on that. How we doing? Week 3. It's tonight. It starts tonight. We're going to make this kind of a quick show just because it's not... all the technology is never really in our favor. And it seems like our fantasy players are never in our favor either. It's a weird cycle that we live in. But here we are. Yo, what up, Davis? Hello, how are you? Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, no NFL news today. It's gonna be quick starts and sits. Of course, hit me with your questions. I'm here to help. Maybe y'all can help me out too. Fantasy is a gamble, and it's just about making the right gamble, you know. But real quick, let's just run into the Fantasy Blitz League. Your boy, I'm embarrassed. I forgot to swap out Evan Ingram. I didn't have a tight end starting. Did I still win? Absolutely. I won. I beat Nick 154 or 150 what? 152 to 136 without a tight end. What's up, Nick? How you doing? Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, so far, Coin Operator and Hudson are the 2 undefeated teams at 2-0. And then we have 6 teams at 1-1, including myself. And then 2 teams that are winless, not undefeated, defeated. Nick and Chili Rainbow. Who would have thunk it? Not me. I would have never thought that. You know, I get bamboozled every day. But yeah, so the league's looking pretty competitive so far. I like that there's 2 undefeated teams and 2 0-2 teams. So not too bad. I actually do have NFL news. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. This is such a mess, dude. Let's see. Yeah, let me know how y'all doing. Oh, here we go. I do have one. I do have a slide. I thought I did not make it. Alright, here we go. Yep, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. How y'all doing? Let me know in the chat. Let's see, we got 1 person watching. I think that's Davis. I appreciate you, Davis. Yo, what up, Angelo? How we doing? How you doing this week, Angelo? How'd you do? You 2-0, 1-1, 0-2? How we looking? Alright, so here's what we got. Whoa. What? Y'all can hear me? Whoa. Yo, what up, Angelo? How we doing? Y'all hear that too? It's a mad echo. Where's that echo coming from? Alright, so the echo is pretty... I guess I just should start talking quietly, but this is nuts. I had never heard an echo like this. If the echo is too much, hey, Coin, how you doing? Let me know. But here are... let's see if that makes... that's not much of a difference. That's crazy. I think it's because over there the volume's on. I don't know. But if the echo is too much, please let me know. This is by far the craziest show I think I've done. This feels like an episode of Twilight Zone. All right, there are 9 0-2 teams. There are 9 2-0 teams. That's just nuts to me. That's balance. That's what Thanos would want, right? Then we have DEEBO Samuel to miss multiple weeks. He's got a calf injury. Bryce Young has been benched, and Andy Dalton is starting. Justin Fields prepared to start with Russell Wilson being limited. And injuries. Let's look. All right, appreciate that, Angelo. Now let's look what Z Smitty's got to say. Let's see. Yeah, I can't hear it whenever I do that. Is it over there? I don't know, man. All right, appreciate the heads up on the sound, though, Angelo. It's like clarity whenever I get away from that. Z Smitty says, I have Jordan Love on my team, and I tend to streamline quarterbacks every week. I don't believe quarterbacks are super valuable in fantasy. With that said, should I drop Alex Pierre for Goff, Carr, Geno, or Rodgers? That's tough. Alec Pierce has definitely been doing a whole lot better than a lot of people thought he would be, including myself. Last year, he had a pretty good run as like a wide receiver 3-2 that moved up. And with this stacked wide receiver room, or stacked room with Michael Pittman Jr. and the young Adonai Mitchell, you would definitely think that, Alec Pierce would not step in like that. But he did, and here we are. If you're going to drop him I wouldn't drop him for Goff, Rodgers, that's a tough one. I would probably say keep him. You do have Jordan Love. Who's your backup right now? Tell me who your backup is. If you don't have any other quarterbacks, then you need to drop Alec Pierce, if that's the guy you're considering. And I would pick up Carr out of all of them. Carr's looked the best out of all those guys. And Carr probably would have the easier bit of a schedule. Cohen said, had a rough go with Jordan Love. Sorry about the quality, guys, on the video. For those that are just joining, it looks like crap. I know, but bear with me. It won't look like this every week. It's tough. It's tough. Cohen says, I had a rough go with Jordan Love getting hurt, but starting strong in the fantasy league in first place so far. Yes, sir. We just talked about that. Congratulations to you. I love that. Cohen Operator says, I'm starting Goff in place of Love. He's mid, but will do the trick. Lions are scoring points. I'm starting Goff in place of Love. Yeah, Goff I still feel like is the best backup you could have on your bench. Like, he is not a QB1, but he is a good backup. Carr or Mayfield, Brandon says. With the way the Saints are playing, I hate to say it, Carr. But Baker probably in the long run. Bucci says, mwah. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. We got to get the fantasy on ice. The thing with Alec Pierce is that he could be this year's Adam Thielen, where he's not a flashy name, but if he has one more week, I could flip him for something really nice. Started 0-2. I need a win, but don't love dropping Love. I don't have a backup. Ooh. Are there any other players you can consider dropping? You need a quarterback, obviously. Can't go into your week without a quarterback. And dropping Love is not an option. I think that's not an idea at all. Don't even think about that. Carr is going to drop off, though. I believe that, too. I believe Carr will drop off. Goff is going to get better. I do think that as well. So, maybe. But right now, if you need a win right now, maybe Derek Carr. They do play the Eagles. Look what Kirk Cousins did to the Eagles. You could go with Carr. I think that offense is looking really well right now. I don't know when, Love is coming back. But, let's get back into this. Let's look at this. Why? Why is it doing this? Where is it coming from? It's just nuts. So, this is the injury list right here. Y'all just go ahead and take a look. Jordan Love, Tua, Christian McCaffrey, Pacheco, Ken Walker, Spears, Tajay Spears, Raheem Mostert, Joe Mixon, Puka, Cooper, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, T. Higgins, A.J. Brown, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Evan Ingram, David Njoku, Jake Ferguson, and Taysom Hill. Every single player on there could start in a league. Not will or would, could. Excluding Taysom Hill. That guy's a wild card. So that's just nuts. Like, that's just absolutely crazy that every single one of those guys is out. You could easily have a team like Z Smitty where, everyone's just out. Okay, you draft Jordan Love, you get Christian McCaffrey, you also get Pacheco, boom, you're starting 3, gone. It's unbelievable. Angelo says, isn't Downs coming back soon? Well, according to this list, it was a preseason injury. Probably should be coming back pretty soonish or so. I doubt they would rush it, but we can always look into that. Brandon says, who are your trade targets? Like buy low guys or people who aren't at their highest value yet before skyrocketing? Oh, boy. Well, one guy, I will say this, Chris Olave. I hate it. I'm sorry. Maybe go for Chris Olave if you're really looking to get some points. I know he still hasn't scored yet, and he probably won't score for a while, but I do think that guy will pick up eventually. Some other wide receivers, man, that's a tough one, Brandon. I don't know about the trade. I don't like looking at trades until a little bit later. But who you got for your trade targets? I'm not huge on the trades right now. Z Smith says my bench, dude. Oh well, hold on. My bench for Z Smitty, Terry, Amari Cooper, Kareem Hunt, Alec Pierce, Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy. You're thinking about dropping Pierce out of all those guys. I'm not totally against it. Oh, man. Yeah, I would maybe drop Brian Thomas. How has he been doing this year? I've not been checking out the Jags that much. Got to keep Worthy. I feel like you can keep Hunt for insurance. Amari Cooper, you got to keep. I would consider Pierce or Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas probably would be better. Maybe. Angela says, I grabbed Algier to handcuff Bijan. Now he has a hip injury. That's news to me. Now I'm upset. Thank you for ruining my day, Angelo. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't ruin my day. Wow, it really looks like I'm being filmed on a potato. Nuts. All right, we got to get into these starts and sits. Now, while I do that, let's see. Where is this coming from? The noise. I can't believe y'all don't hear it. All right, let's get into it. First game of the night, we have the Patriots versus the Jets. New England, I think you can really start Ramondre Stevenson. And if you're new to the show or didn't catch on last time, INB means if need be. So I have Tony Pollard and Ramondre in one of my leagues. I'm benching Ramondre just because I have another option in Pollard, and Pollard's been doing a little bit better and has a favorable matchup against the Packers, I believe. I don't like anyone against this Jets defense, so I'm saying start Ramondre if you need to start him. Hunter Henry's been the most targeted guy on this Patriots offense, so I feel like he's a given. No other weapons on that team. We move to the Jets, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, the defense, and Aaron Rodgers if need be. Don't see him being the guy that you want to start but have to start. However, I do love that defense. I think that defense is incredible. All right, we're going to move on to the next game. All right, now the 1 o'clock games. For the Giants, Malik Neighbors, Devin Singletary, if need be. For the Browns, Jerome Ford, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, and the defense. I like this defense matchup. This is probably, well, if you're in a deep league, I'll say this. If you're in a deep league, the Browns are probably already taken. But if you're in a smaller-ish league, try to get that Browns defense. This is a great matchup for you because the Giants don't know what's going on. When do they ever? It is very frustrating. I can only imagine being a Giants fan for right now. Back then, I'm sure it was beautiful. I'm sure. We move on. Sunday at 1 p.m. I forgot the lines again. You got to be kidding me, man. I got to pull up these lines. Sorry, I couldn't have any time today I didn't have any time because your boy is rushing through. So the Browns are 6.5-point favorites against the Giants. Tonight, the Jets, I imagine, about a touchdown game. And then for this game, the Bears and Colts, the Colts are 1.5 favorites. So essentially a push 'em almost. Or a pick 'em. For Chicago, you're only going to start DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen if need be. He's still not healthy, so you got to look out for that. He's not entirely healthy at all. So I would not even start him if I was, the coach. You're benching Caleb Williams 1,000%. My goodness, what is going on? I know the Texans have a pretty solid defense, but wow. He looked rattled. He looked very rattled. There's the dip. People are starting to see. So then on the Indianapolis side, you got Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr., and Alec Pierce if you're in a deep lead, I would say. But you're going to bench Anthony Richardson. The Chicago Bears defense is pretty brutal. They've shown that they can win them games, but they cannot win them this season. The offense has got to get things going. Next game, we have Houston versus Minnesota. Houston being the 2-point favorite, I would put this line higher, maybe at 3.5. But it is in Minneapolis, Houston side, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell. Tank Dell is very frustrating right now, so I would try to maybe trade him away. Or if you want to gamble on him, trade for him. But it looks like Collins and Diggs are going to be the guy, or the two guys for Stroud. And Tank Dell is just a great wide receiver 3 for your team. But if you have him on fantasy, it's definitely frustrating. I can only imagine how that feels right now. But I like Joe Mixon. C.J. Stroud looks great. He looks midseason form. And then on the Minnesota side, you have Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, and Ty Chandler. All these guys have dots next to their name. One, he might be injured, for this game, so you got to be careful on that. Look out. Jones also might be injured, so you got to look out. Ty Chandler, it just depends on how this goes. Either way, I would say start one of those guys. Everyone else, you're going to sit. We move forward. Next game, Philadelphia versus the New Orleans Saints. I think this is a great matchup at 1 p.m. The Saints are 2.5-point favorites, rightfully so, I would believe. The Eagles, Barkley, Hurts, Smith, and Goddard. You're going to sit A.J. Brown because of the injury. Hopefully, he's only got one more week of this, if not just this week. Man, what happened? What happened, Eagles? The real birds won. How about that? I don't have my Falcons gear on me, but I'll drink to that. How about them? Rise up. Blue for you. I'm drowning in it. How you doing? All right, so next one on the New Orleans side, Kamara Olave, Derek Carr if need be. I still think he's going to fall off. And Shaheed, if you want to start him, that's just more of a risk. If you want to play like a boom potential type thing. If you're projected to win and you have, or if you're projected to lose, you need a boom from a guy. Shaheed's a nice little gamble. Yeah, but 2.5-point favorites for the Saints, I would take. It's in New Orleans, though. Ooh, that's going to be a good game to watch. I think that's a great game to watch, actually. All right, we move forward. Next game, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the Chargers versus the Steelers. It's in Pittsburgh. Chargers side, you're going to start J.K. Dobbins, Lab McConkey, and Quentin Johnston if need be. He had a great touchdown catch last week, and he's really looking to prove these haters wrong, as you would say. That felt weird saying it like that, but he did look good. I thought he looked okay. You know, a lot of people in this league will write you off really, really fast, including myself a little bit with Johnson. I had to write him off, but I was just upset how bad he was. However, he does look a little bit better this year, and especially with the more responsible role he has to take on. Pittsburgh, Najee, Pickens, and the defense. I don't like, again, the Najee pick. I think he's cursed. But if you have him, more than likely you're going to have to start him. I don't have to start him, though, because I have Carson Steele, but I'm on my last leg. I'm 0-2 in that league. It's not looking great. The Steelers are 1.5-point favorites. Again, I would push that up to 2, 2.5. Just because I think the Chargers are going to meet a really tough. I think Steelers are top 3 defense in the league. I don't think Chargers have that firepower in them. But Chargers do have a good defense too, so we'll see. Again, if this echo is driving y'all nuts, just let me know. It's not really bothering me, but if it's bothering you guys, I'll look and see if I can fix it. Let me know in the chat again how y'all doing. Let me guess y'all's. Let me get y'all's records. I need to know what y'all are looking like. Let's see. What is this? Okay. All right. Denver versus Tampa Bay. The Broncos are 6.5-point underdogs. That's actually insane because Denver is really bad this year. It seems like we're going to be in another long year for Denver. Sorry, Coin. I know it sucks. Yeah. When your NFL team sucks, it's not a fun time because life is already hard. Denver, you're not starting anyone. There's no one worth starting. On Tampa Bay side, right now it's just the big 3 in Baker, White, and Evans. I thought Godwin would step up a little bit more this year, but still not huge on it. But I think Baker's going to be one of the better NFC South quarterbacks this year. I don't know why a lot of people wrote him off last year or beginning of this year. They're like, oh, it's coming from a Falcons fan. Oh, Kirk Cousins, new face of the NFC South, blah, blah, blah. But Baker, he's looked great last year, and he looked consistent. So I don't know why people just automatically, whatever. I know they lost some defensive pieces, but he's still gunslinging. Like, it's fine. Probably shouldn't have said that just for YouTube, because I know YouTube stinks. But, man, I probably shouldn't have said that either. Well, this is all live, so it doesn't matter. Algier, this is from Angelo, says, hip practiced in full Thursday. Okay. Tori McCathany of the Falcons official site reports. Okay. Yeah, Broncos. Not fun to watch. I'm sorry, Coin. Brandon says, no Godwin. He's wide receiver 1 right now. Brandon, you're catching me lacking, man. I'm not going to lie. What are his stats? Let's look this up. Oh, he did have a... Okay, but let's see his... Let's check this out. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Here you go, Brando. After further review, yeah, no, he's definitely starting. My fault, y'all. I'm telling you, it's been crazy. Yeah, you're going to start all the big four right there. Change that to big three, big four. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, Godwin definitely has to start. I've just been seeing Evans everywhere, but he had that one great game, and then the second game just But both of these guys should definitely eat against the Broncos. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Like and subscribe, please. The question of the day is, what is your go-to meal? Oh, excuse me. What is your go-to meal? Whether that's like you just need something to eat and you can whip it up, or you're stopping by, picking something up, you're stopping by, dining in. What's the move? What are we getting? What are we eating? Personally, I like me some spaghetti or some chicken tacos. Yeah. Or some chicken tikka masala. That junk hits. It's incredible stuff. Davis says 1-1 in one league and 0-2 in another. I'm so sorry, Davis. I know you're 0-2 sucks, man. Yeah, go ahead and hit those hearts, please. It really does help. Yeah, 0-2 is not a fun feeling. Davis says cereal. I like it. I like it a lot. Angelo says I've Godwin. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my bad. I'm almost embarrassed. Like, truly, deep down. Surtain should be shadowing Evans, opening up for Godwin. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see that toss up, because they should be ahead, so they won't be passing the ball as much towards the end of the game. Yeah, it is early. No, I feel you. Yo, what's up? What's this? Bronson Hio. I hope I said that correct. He says got offered Devontae Adams and Rashad White for Carr, Jordan Mason and Waddle, or Amon-Ra and Swift for Carr, Jordan Mason and Waddle. Which should I take? Are you saying got offered? Okay, someone offered you Devontae Adams and Rashad White for Derek Carr, Jordan Mason and Waddle, or Amon-Ra and Swift for Carr, Jordan Mason and Waddle. Which should I take? Let's see. Well, you're being offered. I think that's an upgrade for getting Devontae Adams from Waddle, especially with what's going on in Miami. And then you have Rashad White being upgraded from Jordan Mason, who's not going to be RB1 for the rest of the, or not, for the entire year. And then, oh gosh, for Carr, Jordan Mason, Waddle, Swift. I would go with the first one. I would go with Adams, White for Carr, Jordan Mason, and Waddle. That stinks that you have to give. Who's your quarterback? I don't know. But yeah, I would go with that first one. Angelo says red beans and rice with sausage. That sounds incredible. That sounds like dinner. Nick Walker says start Shaheed or Marvin Harrison Jr. week 3. Marvin Harrison Jr., I would say. 10-team league, 2 quarterback, 3 flex. 3 flex, interesting. My options at wide receiver are St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Waddle, Shaheed, or Shakir. Yeah, definitely starting St. Brown, Devontae Adams, or Devontae Smith, excuse me. Yeah, I would start MHJ over all those guys, just because the situation in Miami's not looking great. And I just think MHJ, making me say this, I think he's a better pick for those guys, more guaranteed. Because I think the Cardinals realized, we drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., let's use him. How about that? Let's use the guy that's a generational talent. And then next one, Bronson says Mahomes and Geno with Tua on IR. Picked Carr off waivers. Good pick. Nice. Man. Yeah, that's okay, Bronson. I feel you. I would take that first one. I would take the Adams and Rashad White for Carr, Jordan Mason and Waddle. But why? Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because you're only going to start Mahomes from here on out. He's going to have a tough one against the Falcons, though, I'll tell you that. All right. Let's see. Is Dobbins and Bijan sufficient at RB? Should I go get another RB? Bijan for sure. Dobbins, though, I'm so afraid. I'm a huge J.K. Dobbins guy, and I'm so afraid that it's just going to end, like, out of nowhere. It's going to be over. I'll keep it alive and say, like, yeah, it's sufficient just because of the Jim Harbaugh offense. As long as he stays healthy, I don't think his game will fall off. I think, ow, I'm cramping. Oh, my gosh. No way. That just happened live. Oh, no. Oh, what in the world? Oh, my gosh. I got to stand for this now. Good gravy. I'm like cramping crazy. But the show must go on. Yeah, I would say they're sufficient. If you can go get another running back for cheap, I would do it, but don't trade everything. I was cramping like crazy. Oh my gosh. Start Dak, Baker, or Carr. Oh gosh, that one's tough. I'm not feeling. Maybe Carr. I don't like Dak against the Ravens. I would go with I go with Baker. I think Baker's the more safe option. Oh my gosh, yeah, Davis knows all about the cramping. Yeah, how about that? Think I would fake it on live? Get up out of here, man. All right, we're gonna have to see if I can stretch my leg out. That was take magnesium for cramps. All right, I'll take that. Giuseppe or Henry at tight end? I go Henry. He's got like 15 targets throughout the year. Good gosh, that hurt. Eat them greens for the cramping. Yeah, I've been trying. I've been really trying to eat healthier recently. This is crazy. Oh, you're not late, Chili. You're on time because you're here. Thanks. Get that cramp out. No, I got you. I'll go with Baker. Let me know. Hey, if you're new, like and subscribe, though. It really does help the channel. Let's see how many viewers we have. We got 7 people in the chat, only 6. Or now it's 6. Okay, so we're actually looking pretty good. But if you had not hit the like button, go ahead and please do that. It really does help. And also go look at our last video. It really popped off. Appreciate y'all for real. Let's get back into it. Now I gotta be careful about my leg. That was unbelievable. Green Bay versus Tennessee. Green Bay, you can start Josh Jacobs after that crazy game he had. Man, if he did not fumble, it would have been talked a lot more about. God, I'm still not getting over my leg. It hurts still. Green Bay, I say wide receiver roulette just because nowadays I have no idea. I would not favor Dobbs over any of them else, though. I would favor Reed or Watson. And it still stinks that Love is out because Willis is just being game manager Willis now. They're relying on the run game and the defense and Willis not to mess up. I like their defense. Tennessee, Pollard, Ridley, and their defense. Yeah, Will Levis. What are you doing, dude? What is going on? Like, actually, dude, what is going on? Let's see. Nick says, top 3 defenses to start this week. I said the Browns earlier. I'm still sticking to that one. I like Green Bay's defense against Tennessee. I think Tennessee, with Will Levis under gun, absolutely sucks. And let's think. One more. Let's look at these games. I like the Bears' defense against the Colts, truly. I think that's a good one. But if you're looking to stream defenses, oof. Man. There's no Sunday night game? There's just 2 Monday nights? Oh, no, it's the Falcons. I'm tripping. Maybe even the Raiders' defense as well. Yeah, Raiders or 49ers? Yeah, that's what yeah. Any team that plays Carolina and a beat-up Rams team. That's a good idea. I like the way you think, Nick. You're a good thinker. I like that. It's just fun. Yeah, so Tennessee, Pollard, Ridley. Defense, we move. Sunday at 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Carolina versus the Raiders. The Raiders are 5-point favorites, and the Titans are actually 2.5-point favorites in that Packers game. I would take the Packers to cover. But the Panthers-Raiders, are you starting any Carolina Panther? Absolutely not. Don't do it. Just don't even think about getting any Panther on your team. Vegas, Adams, and Bowers. Yeah, Bowers is looking to become generational. I said looking to become generational. He's not generational yet, I feel like, and that's coming from me. He is our thumbnail today, so let's go. But I feel like a lot of the Bowers owners I was talking to this year were like, oh, should I trade him away? Should I keep him? What should I do? Most of the time, I recommended just keeping him because it's really early, and it's looking like it could pay off so far. I think Bowers is going to be a great guy throughout his entire career, no matter where he goes, just because it looks like he's always going to be open. But yeah, Adams and Bowers, no one really else worthy of starting. We move. Miami versus Seattle. All right, this is crazy. Miami went from like a full stack of like, yeah, start every guy to you're really only going to start Achane, Hill, and Waddle, and that's if they're healthy. Man, this just stinks. This is so sad. I mean, I know Tua needs to think about his future. I'm not saying he needs to retire. It's not my place to say that. But golly, it stinks. Just stinks for that whole Miami team. But, prayers and best of luck to you for Tua. Seattle side, Metcalf, Lockett, JSN, and Zach Charbonnet. All four of those guys looked pretty well last week, so I'm going to continue riding with them. Miami defense isn't terrible, but it's definitely lackluster without Christian Wilkins. Let's see, what's the line for this one? Seahawks should be favored. Yeah, 4.5-point favorites. Makes sense. And then we move on to the next game, which is Detroit versus Arizona. Underrated game, I feel like. Detroit, you're going to start Laporta, Gibbs, and Monty, and then ASB if he's healthy. Full practice earlier, so that should be fine. I still wouldn't start him if I was Dan Campbell. It's week 3. Let's be smart. Arizona Cardinals, you're going to start James Conner, Kyler Murray, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr. I like Arizona this year. I really think they could make some noise. Hopefully a wild Cardinal spot. You like what I did? You don't have to like the joke. You just kind of have to acknowledge it. So, yeah, hopefully they can make a wild card spot. But it would be a lot with that 49ers team being in their division. But maybe they could pull an upset. Who knows? Marvin Harrison Jr. did great last week. Oh, my gosh. It was fantastic watching him. Oh, wait. I couldn't because I was on a plane for the entire Sunday. So that's why y'all got like 0 content or 0 nothing because I couldn't watch. Couldn't do anything. It was so tragic. I was so sad. But I had a great time where I went. Next one, Baltimore versus Dallas. America's game of the week. Let's see. Cowboys are 1-point favorites. So, they're underdogs. 1-point underdogs, so it's pretty much a push 'em. Baltimore, you're going to start Lamar, Henry. Both tight ends I feel like are safe. Just for this week, Isaiah likely gave us this topic in week 1. And now we have to talk about it in week 3. But I feel like Mark Andrews is the safest pick. So if you have both of those guys and you somehow got likely as your handcuff, start Andrews. I feel like it's smarter. Let's see. Nick Walker says, I fear I'll regret not starting Shaheed, though. Hey, man, start Shaheed. Start him. Look, I'll tell you what. I am just giving you my advice in whatever. I'm in my 12-man, I'm 0-2. In my 10-man, I'm 2-0. And in the Fantasy Blitz, I'm 1-1. So I'm 3-3 in my big 3 leagues. Just go with your gut, and you have to go with your gut because I went with Najee Harris over Calvin Ridley last week. And right when I hit submit and I saw the clock change to 1 p.m., it was time for the 1 p.m. games to start, I just shook my head internally and I was like, yeah, that was a bad idea. I should have started Calvin Ridley regardless of the Sauce Gardner situation. I got cooked, all right? Really put up 24 to Najee's 9. Not fun. Boo-hoo. So you got to go with your gut. If you really feel like Shaheed's going to do better, start him, all right? I feel like it's smarter just to go with the guy that you really thought that was going to do well rather than gambling on a guy that you don't know if he's going to do well at all. Personally, I said Marvin Harrison, right, over Shaheed. Personally, I think that's just a better option. Shaheed's not even option 1 on that team. Kamara, a running back, is your option 1 for the pass game. Marvin Harrison Jr. seems to automatically be that guy to start getting those, passes from Kyler Murray. So I would go with him, but don't overthink Shaheed. Don't too much. It's all right. I went on a little rant there for no reason, but I'm in it for you, Nick. I hope you win, bruh, for real. All right, and then the Dallas side, you're going to start Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson. I think both running backs are a coin toss, like Zeke and Dowdle, or Rico Dowdle, however you say his name. I like Rico a lot. I like him in deep leagues, but they're both kind of like if need be guys. Not too much of a heavy start, that one you got to think about. We move forward. San Francisco versus the Rams. This is going to be a bloodbath. Bloodbath. San Francisco, you're going to start Ayuk, Kittle, Purdy, and Jennings if need be. Rams, Williams, Johnson, and Robinson. And for those that are new, this is Tyler Johnson and Demarcus Robinson due to the injuries of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. I like Tyler Johnson a lot. I hope he can do well. The way he plays, he looks like he plays really hard. San Francisco, you got to get healthy. I have DEEBO in all 3 of those leagues I mentioned earlier. I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain because in the Fantasy Blitz League, I have DEEBO and Christian McCaffrey. Yeehaw! It's not fun over here right now. I'm not having a good time. But it'll get better. Isn't it supposed to? I don't know. Shaheed over Devontae Smith? No. I wouldn't start Shaheed over Devontae. Still, Devontae's still number one. He's still the number one guy. So I would stick to Devontae. Is this your flex spot or your wide receiver 2? Because if you can get Shaheed in your flex, I feel like that works. He says, I think I'll start St. Brown, MHJ, and Devontae Smith. And I think it's not a bad idea. But, yeah, I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you, bro. All right, we're moving on. Let's see. What's the line for this game? Oof. 49ers, 6.5-point favorites. That's not fun. All right, Sunday Night Football. Everyone to watch the best team in the league, the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just playing. But that was a great game on Monday night. So if you're a Falcons fan, rise up. For Kansas City, you're going to start Mahomes, Kelsey, Rice, and running back roulette. Just because we don't know with that whole Isaiah Pacheco injury. Is it Carson Steele? Is it Sam J. Pirine? Who knows? Tune in at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday night to find out. Personally, I think it's going to be Carson Steele in the run game, but probably Pirine in the pass game. Kansas City is weird. Mahomes has proven that he does not really need star-studded guys on his team to win the game. So if you have any of those guys and you really need to start them, go ahead and do it. I got Steele in one of my leagues, like I mentioned earlier, just because I was last. I needed a guy. I'm starting him over. Who did I say I'm starting him over? Najee. I got to start him over Najee just because I'll take the boom over the potential So Kansas City's got, Rashid Rice. He's averaging like an insane amount of points per game in fantasy. I think it's like nearly 18, depending on your league settings. But no one on Kansas City that you're really going to bench. If you want to start Worthy, this is how I'm going to deal with the Xavier Worthy type thing. He's like Gabe Davis for me. If you want to start him, just do it. Who knows, man? It's like throwing your money in the wind and see if it comes back to you. I don't know. I have no idea how they're going to get him involved. And also, he's just a rookie. So let's see how it goes. Andy Reid probably will draw something up for him. He could go for a 50-yard touchdown. He could get 2 catches for 10 yards. So if you want to take that gamble, go ahead and do it. Nick says a flex spot. I like Devontae at your flex, but Shaheed could definitely be like more of a boom situation. Yeah, not a terrible idea. I like the vision. I like the way you think. Let's move forward. All right, for Atlanta, you're going to start Kirk Cousins. I think he looked great against the Eagles towards the end of the game. I think he's facing of a defense against Kansas City. They definitely have Chris Jones to be aware of. So look out for that. But Bijan, Kyle Pitts, London, and Mooney if need be. Mooney in deep leagues, I feel like is the only option. I don't think you're really going to start him in like 10-man leagues unless you need him because of the health. Kyle Pitts should see something better. Bijan, I think back-to-back 15-point games in fantasy, not a bad idea to consider keeping him in the in the lineup. That was a joke, by the way. I'm not actually ever considering not starting him. Everyone else for the Falcons, everyone else for the Chiefs. Who is the favorite? The Falcons are 3.5-point underdogs. Let's see where the bet is going. The public. Ooh, the public is betting on the Chiefs to cover. I like that. That's cool. All right, Monday night. There's 2 Monday night games. Jacksonville versus Buffalo. Buffalo should be the favorite. They are 5-point favorites. So we'll start with Buffalo. Allen, Cook, and Dalton Kincaid. I think you're benching the receivers for right now just because last week against Miami it looked very weird. However, they didn't need to look like anything because James Cook had 3 touchdowns in the first half. So why would you need to really air it out to those guys right away? But Allen looks solid. He has looked great throughout 2 games. Started off slow against Arizona, but he looked great after that game and in the Miami game. James Cook, hopefully that second game against Miami was not just a fluke. He scored 3 touchdowns. He's the best. I really think the Bills are starting to realize, this guy is a playmaker. He's fast. He can catch the ball. He can do all sorts of things. So Cook is a safe start in your RB1, RB2 spot. Jacksonville, Etienne Jr., Evan Ingram. Sorry to put the star. Evan Ingram is still hurt, so if he's healthy, I guess you got to start him. But right now, don't start him. Let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Let me know how y'all doing in the chat. Really do appreciate you guys as always. Boom, boom, boom. How's y'all's day been? How was work? Are you still at work? Do you not work? Do you just watch Fantasy Blitz full time? Great job. That would be great job. It'd be great if I could have this job full time, right? That's why we gotta get the subscribers up, baby. Let's go. All right, Jacksonville side, you're gonna start ETN, and that's really it because Ingram's not, entirely healthy. We move on. Last game, Washington versus Cincinnati. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, Robinson Jr. I like Jaden Daniels. I think he could do well, but again, that should be more of an if need be type situation. But yeah, I like Jaden Daniels. He looks great. He looks very solid. For Washington, it's going as good as it can. I believe they're 2-0. Hey, they didn't play tough teams, but they're 2-0. Let's see. Who did they play their first game? Oh no, they're 1-0. I'm sorry. Who did they lose their first game? The Bucks. Yeah, but that's the Bucks. It's at Tampa Bay. They kind of just threw them to that Tampa Bay defense. Brian Robinson Jr. has looked great. Then we're going to move on to the Cincinnati side. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase should have a bounce-back game. Joe Burrow didn't look too bad. Zach Moss, I think, is a stellar, just deep league if you need a guy just to play. And Zach Moss is that guy. But he's on rosters for sure. Quincy Davis says Hunter Henry or Kyle Pitts. Oof, that's a tough one. Hunter Henry's been targeted like 15 times, so if you want to go with like a guaranteed guy to get looked at, go with Hunter Henry. But Kyle Pitts, you might miss out on that boom. He hasn't really boomed at all this year, so I can't believe I'm saying this. You probably want to go with Hunter Henry. You really might want to go with Hunter Henry first. That's crazy sense to say in week 3 of 2024. Yeah, I would go with Hunter Henry. It's the safe bet. But Kyle Pitts, you do risk not getting a boom from Kyle Pitts' breakout game. I just think last week against the Eagles that the Falcons just looked kind of off in all cylinders, or they weren't firing off on all cylinders. But I think he should bounce back eventually. But Hunter Henry's definitely more of a safe bet. Nick says, "What's your favorite NFL team?" The Atlanta Falcons. Yes, it is a job. Yes, they ruin me emotionally, but they do make me happy at times. And I'm very happy to see what the future holds. What is your favorite team, Nick Walker? And if you're still in the chat, everybody, what is your favorite NFL team? Let's start some banter, right? Let's get something going. But yeah, I like the Falcons. Raised here in Georgia. I'm always going to be a Falcons fan until I die. Falcons fan until I die. I low-key feel like the yerba messes with my speech. Just because of the way the drink is. It's still such a good drink. I love it. Nick says the Eagles. No! I'm so sorry. I actually do like the Eagles, though. I wasn't happy to beat the Eagles, but I was just happy to win. David says Bills. Bills! Buffalo! Quincy says Patriots. Respect. Does it hurt right now? I know the past was fun, but does it hurt? I'm being sincere, Quincy, because I can only imagine from here to here, Quincy says, sorry, I didn't mean to skip over those, but need 2 quarterbacks. Which 2 to taking? Oh, yeah. Rodgers, Minshew, or Fields. Rodgers, I feel like, is safer. Fields is not guaranteed a starting spot after this week. Never. It's not safe, it seems like. And he hasn't scored. He's only scored 1 touchdown. I would go need 2 quarterbacks. Yeah, I would take Rodgers and Minshew. Got Kamara and Rice, would trade for Jamar, Chase, and Barkley. Got Kamara and Rice, would trade for Jamar. That's more of a, ooh. It's definitely a boom trade. You're trading for some big hitters. But right now, you have Kamara and Rice. Hold on to them. Hold on to those guys. I got you. Hold on to those guys because Kamara's on fire. He looks okay. Rice is wide receiver 1 to the best quarterback in the league. Jamar Chase still hasn't found his groove. And Saquon's good. If you did a straight-up swap for Kamara and Saquon, I wouldn't be against it in total, but I would still keep Kamara and Rice. Nick says, anyone but the Cowgirls? LOL. That's funny you say that. My second favorite team is any team Lamar Jackson is on, but I am a Ravens fan on the side. I've been watching the Ravens ever since the Flacco days. And I did celebrate when they won the Super Bowl. I think 2012 was the year. But yeah, so I am rooting for the Ravens to beat them this week. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, I'm sorry, Quincy. But it does stink. And you guys took away a Super Bowl. Actually, not even y'all. It wasn't even not even y'all. It's Kyle Shanahan. Can't anymore, man. It stinks. But yeah. Yeah, so right now the time is 5:14 p.m. Eastern Time. That is it right now for the show. Let's do a quick run through on, let's see, on like the scheduling and who is, I think, going to win for each game. So we'll start for tonight. Jets, Patriots, and I'll do a cover as well. See if they cover. Also, we got ads on our stuff now. Let's go. Oh, it's not an ad. I clicked on the wrong video. I'm tripping. Let's see. Let's see if it covers. All right. So, Jets, Patriots. I'll go Jets, and I'll have them cover just because that defense is crazy. Giants, Browns. I'll go Browns to cover. I don't know what anyone's against the spread looks like, but I'll still go with the Browns because I think they could win by a touchdown. Bears, Colts. I'll go Colts to cover. I think they win that game. Texans, Vikings. I think Texans definitely cover because I think they're going to win the game. Eagles, Saints. I'll go Saints to win the game, but I'll take the Eagles to cover. I bet it'll be like a 1-point game again. Chargers, Steelers. Steelers are 1.5-point favorites. I'll take Steelers to cover. Broncos, Bucks. Bucks are 6.5-point favorites. I'll take the Bucks to cover. Packers, Titans. I'll take the Packers to cover. They're plus 2.5 dogs. Vegas must know something that I don't. But I'll take the Packers. Panthers, Raiders. Raiders are minus 5-point favorites. Yeah, I'll take the Raiders by a gajillion. Dolphins, Seahawks. Seahawks are 4.5-point favorites. I'll go with... Yeah, I'll go Seahawks to cover. Lions, Cardinals. Lions are 3-point favorites. I'll go Cardinals. I think I bet they win that game. It's in Arizona. Ravens, Cowboys. Ravens to cover. They're minus 1. 49ers, Rams. 49ers to cover. And then Jags, Bills. Bills to cover. Commanders, Bengals. 7.5. Ooh. No cover. No cover. I think the Bengals only win by like 5 or 6. Because it's 7.5. Yeah, 7.5. That's crazy. What's the public betting on? Public's betting on Cincinnati. No way. Quincy says, start one. Carson Steele or Moss or Ford. Ugh. I like Ford against that Giants defense. They suck, so you could definitely go with them. But Carson Steele, it's running back roulette in Kansas City. I don't know. Zach Moss, I feel like is the safest bet out of all those guys. Just like a guarantee like touches, but I go with Jerome Ford. Nick says, I think Saints winning by 40. Potentially. I would not like that. I hate the Saints, but I would hate... Actually, no, I would not like that at all. I would hate that. But I can see it. Their offense is insane. I don't get it. Where did this come from? I mean, did they change anything like from last year at all? I have no idea. Makes no sense. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys, or the live stream. Appreciate you guys as always. Sunday, let's see. Hit us on the DMs on Twitter. It is at the Fantasy Blitz BLTZ. But if you just type in Fantasy Blitz on Twitter /X, only cool people have Twitter, not X. Just type in Fantasy Blitz. You'll see us. Send us a DM. Boom. Adam will respond. Adam is great at those starts and sits. But yeah, just let me know. Nick says peace. Peace, brother. Appreciate you. Every Thursday we try to stream at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time or around that time. I was out of town last week, so that's why I had no stream, like no video, no content really. But every Tuesday I upload a quick waiver wire look at. It's about 2 minutes. It's called a 2-minute drill of just who you need to look for. Go grab them as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's it for the stream. Appreciate you guys. Quincy says, would you start Pitts over Dunze? Yeah, I would, because Caleb Williams looks trash right now. So I would start Pitts over Dunze. Just because... But you're not looking to get a lot of points from either of those guys, but I would go with Pitts because he's got the better quarterback. But yeah. Any more questions? 5. I'm not going to count down. No. Yeah, you guys are the best. As always, appreciate you guys. I don't know. That's really it. We had a good stream. Let's see. We got 9 people in the house. 9 likes. All right. You guys are rocking. Make sure you go check out that last video. There's a waiver wire video, but go ahead and hit that like button for it. Y'all are awesome. Appreciate you guys as always. God bless. Be kind and peace.